This is section 6.4, Exponents and Division. Our objective today is to divide powers with the same base and simplify expressions with negative exponents. To begin, try expanding these powers in order to divide. But if we expand, you'll see that 7 to the 5th is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And 7 to the 3rd is 7 times 7 times 7. If we cancel off 1 from the top and the bottom, divide the top and bottom each by 7 3 times, we end up with 7 times 7, which is 7 squared. So it looks to me like the pattern will be subtracting top minus bottom for the exponents. So dividing powers with the same base. To divide non-zero numbers or variables with the same non-zero base, subtract the exponents. For example, 8 to the 5th over 8 to the 3rd equals 8 to the 2nd power, because we subtract the powers of 5 minus 3. Note that it has to be a non-zero base because we can't divide by 0. So for example, we are going to divide m to the 12th over m to the 5th. To do this, we will do m, and we'll do 12 minus 5 for the exponent. Well, 12 minus 5 is 7. Note that the base stays the same. It's still an m. Try this one. W to the 8th over W to the 5th. When you do this problem, you should get W to the 3rd power. What about this? Try this one two ways. You can do it by the property we just learned, or expanding the exponent. If we use the property we just learned, 3 to the 5th over 3 to the 5th would give me 3 to the 0 power. Well, what does that mean? Let's expand it to see. All right, let's divide the top and bottom both by 3. Divide the top and bottom both by 3 again, by 3 again, by 3 again, and by 3 again. Notice that when we divide by 3, we get 1 over 1, or just 1. So we have two different answers here, 3 to the 0 power and 1, which leads us to 0 and as an exponent. For any non-zero number a to the 0 power is 1. Let's look at two examples. This first example, negative 8 to the 0 power. The whole base is negative 8, so anything raised to the 0 power is just 1. For letter B, we have a 3 times m to the 0 power. That 3 is hanging out front. M to the 0 power is just 1. 3 times 1 gives me an answer of 3. Note that since the 3 is not part of the base of the exponent, it is not raised to the 0 power. Try these 3. All right, negative 9 to the 0 power is 1. 2r to the 0 power, the whole 2r is raised to the 0 power, so it is just 1. And 2 times r to the 0 power is going to give us 2, because r to the 0 power is 1, and then we have 2 times 1. Now let's look at this one. If we expand the exponents, let's see what happens. We would have 6 times 6 over 5 sixths. If we cancel from the top and the bottom, divide both by 6 two times, we're going to get 1 over, and then we have 6 to the 3rd power in the bottom. Well, let's also look at if we subtracted our exponents. 6 to the 2nd over 6 to the 5th would give me 6 to the negative 3rd power. Again, we have two answers for the same problem. So our property for negative exponents, for any non-zero number a and integer n, a to the negative n power is equal to 1 over a to the n power. Notice that when the number moves to the denominator, the exponent becomes positive. So let's look at these two. We're going to write with a positive exponent. So 3 to the negative 2nd power becomes 1 over, the base still stays the same, the exponent now becomes a positive 2. For y to the negative 6th power, it becomes 1 over, my base is y, my 6th power becomes positive now. Try these 3. All right, 3 to the negative first power is 1 over 3 to the first power, or just 1 over 3. W to the negative fourth power is 1 over W to the positive fourth power. And negative 2 to the negative third power is 1 over, my base is still negative 2, but now it's to the positive third power. Now we're going to look at these two. We're going to simplify and write our answers using positive exponents. So we're multiplying, which means that we add our exponents. So 4 to the third times 4 to the negative fifth gives me 4 to the negative second power. To write that with a positive exponent, I write 1 over 4 to the positive second power. For letter B, try this one on your own. Well, you should have a base of 5, and 2 and negative 5 give you a negative third power. So it becomes 1 over 5 to the positive third power. Here is your assignment.